know what the fuck is up. And don't be sleeping on him, but younger. He gonna boss everybody ass in there. Remember I told you.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you from the NYC metro area. Just another day up in suburban New York City. You look at the highway literally right behind me with the little CSX railroad up behind the scenes. Just actually coming back to reality, unfortunately. At the time of this recording, it is July 19th on a Wednesday. Last weekend, I ain't gonna lie, it was insane. Okay? The weekend of July 14th was literally off the chain and insane. So what happened is, my dad actually wanted me to come through and invited me down to actually spend some time with him up in Vegas due to the fact that he's a hardcore season ticket holder due to a contract with the Brooklyn Nets. And the Brooklyn Nets actually offer like all expenses paid trip with the exception all hotel paid trip. Basically down to a summer league game with the NBA. All you have to do is actually pay for your own flight and pay for your own meals. And we had a definitely wonderful time literally over the weekend, which is insane. The only issue that actually came about was the excruciating heat, more so the excruciating dry heat up by Southern Nevada, up by Las Vegas, which is literally beyond insane. And I tell you, I had my fun. I met like a lot of new friends there. You know what I'm saying? Went to Hakkasan, saw Fat Joe, literally off the chain. And it literally flew by very, very quick. Now, on the Monday of, right, this is where things literally got a bit, wee bit hectic.
Like chaos at this point. There was a woman walking up the aisle. She looked like she was about to just pass out. They ended up putting an oxygen mask on her. People had thrown up. People had fainted, gone to the bathroom.
At least one person got sick inside of a Delta plane that was stuck on the tarmac there in triple-digit heat. The temperature outside was 111 degrees, and there was no air conditioning in the cabin. Many people got sick from the heat, including the flight crew.
I've been on here as long as you guys have been on here. I don't feel my best at this point either. Everybody on the crew is on the same page as everybody on here.
The airline has apologized and released this statement. Delta teams are looking into the circumstances that led to uncomfortable temperatures inside of that cabin. And uncomfortable is an understatement.
Now, I understand about the whole news situation, like breaking news, what's been going on, how mainstream media actually posted the story off of a flight that actually came by that was initially projected to actually fly out of Las Vegas down to Atlanta on Monday, July 17th. I believe it was flight 555 that's going to Atlanta from Vegas. Me personally, I was at that terminal, but I was not up at that flight. In fact, my dad and I were at that terminal, literally boarding on a different flight down to JFK to head back home. Right? And we had slightly similar ordeals due to the fact that Vegas' weather during the day is like about 111 degrees. Crew didn't actually come by. We were delayed by an hour due to lack of crew actually coming by a little late. And then when we were getting ready for takeoff, actually approaching the tarmac, the flight crew as well as the pilot had to wait due to air quality control actually let them know, saying it's not really safe. It's not fully safe to literally sprint down to the tarmac and actually fly out at this time due to the excruciating weather literally burning up the tarmac and everything, waiting for it to literally cool down. Elsewise, had they even tried to do that, actually thaw the plane, more than likely the wheels on the plane would have been melted off and probably burned and broke, and it would have been like a huge mishap with potential lawsuits unfortunately waiting to happen, which I fully understand. Because you're dealing with excruciating heat in which like the concrete and all the other asphalts can literally melt off if you're not careful. You know what I'm saying? It can literally melt off. You actually try to run over it very aggressively. The tires can literally melt off or easily burn off. So I can fully understand that. But elsewise, that flight, 555, unfortunately ended up being in much worse shape. Not only did they have to actually endure the same ordeals with the whole air quality control, actually having them hold off for about a few hours. Also, another thing to actually note, no air conditioning on the plane. More than likely, it's due to an unfortunate mechanical failure that deals with like the air filter that's on the plane. Either it's damaged somewhat, or the air filter needed to be replaced on the plane. Who knows? They went into like some very unfortunate situations when it comes to that plane, when it comes to some mechanical issues that are up on that flight when it comes to that plane, literally causing people literally inside to literally pass out, literally collapse, have heat stroke, literally have Clark County Fire Department as well as the ambulance department literally come by and actually just take certain passengers are literally up in the hospital to try and make sure they actually get themselves treated, get them recovered from heat strokes and all that. And unfortunately, that flight ended up getting canceled, with people literally were scheduling themselves all over the place and actually postponing their stay by another day, which is a sin and a shame. Now, on a normal day, the plane was actually literally well ran and all that other stuff, they probably would have been delayed and they still would actually just gone off. But this situation that literally had discussed, this is due to a mechanical failure based on that plane when it comes to the air filters or any other damage that they literally try to assess, which is very, very unfortunate for all the people involved, including the flight crew, including the pilots, as well as the passengers, with no fault of their own. All right, this is an issue that's coming from the mechanical staff that's up in Delta. Unfortunately, I would not be surprised if lawsuits were literally filed out toward the company, basically trying to actually get their fair sale, or if there's a class action lawsuit involved when it comes to this whole ordeal due to the whole lack of inspection when it comes on that plane, which is a sin and a shame. And thank God there were no casualties on that plane. Thank God there weren't casualties literally inside that plane, which is literally the most important thing literally known to man. And hopefully everyone that's really involved in that ordeal with that unfortunate situation will be able to actually recover very smoothly from that madness. All right. Now, hopefully everybody feels better from all that. Now, on a lighter note, expect more content to literally come out when it comes to this whole Las Vegas situation, when it comes to relevant clips in the weeks to come. And I'll tell you that things are about to literally get juicier. All right, the potential dogs literally barking them all the way up in the house. Woof woof.